What is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Ioki coaching session. Today we're going to be coaching a Silver 4 Nautilus support player by the name of Nina Fresa. Again, they are Silver 4 now. Hopefully after this coaching session, they will absolutely skyrocket to Gold and beyond. But yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these coaching sessions here on YouTube. And yeah, we're going to be teaching you guys all of the fundamentals, every single thing. We're going to be telling this player what they're doing wrong so that they can stop doing that. And more importantly than that, or just, I guess, as equally important than that, what they're doing right so that they can continue to capitalize on it. So let's talk about what we're doing wrong. Starting level 1. We should never... Okay, actually, before we even get into it, I checked out your runes and you're running an Aftershock page. Guardian is... sorry, not Guardian. Glacial Augment is actually way, way better on Nautilus. The only time I would really recommend going Aftershock is when you absolutely need it and you're against a tank support that's going to be, you know, going in on you and diving you. As a Nautilus, you have to kind of think about the idea of what you are trying to provide as value to your ADC, which these two champions have great synergy. But by running Guardian, or why do I keep calling it Guardian? Glacial Augment, you are essentially, when you go in, you're going to make it even harder for them to get away from your CC. You're basically just buying an extra second or two through the utility of that slow for Samira to follow up. And it's definitely, it definitely makes a big difference. There's also a utility aspect by doing a little bit of damage reduction. Overall, Glacial Augment is just straight up better than Aftershock, especially because Aftershock is... A lot of the time when you're engaging as Nautilus, the enemy team is not going to be focusing you. So it's almost like a greedy rune to go. It's not the worst thing in the world, but also by going Aftershock and Triumph Tenacity in your secondaries, you are removing the ability to go Hex Flash, which is super, super important. It's a rune in the inspiration tree. So yeah, rune-wise, definitely start going Glacial Augment. I promise you're going to be seeing some great results. As for your starter items, you should have just gone like a potion, 2 potions here instead of a control ward. There's no real reason to start a control ward on support. Yeah, just drop that habit. Like, this is not like really important or significant vision since, you know, you're not going to get ganked level 1. You know what I mean? So that being said, also, I want to see you out here. The second the game starts, you want to be on the field, especially as a tank support. You want to be pinging to your team that you're either getting defensive vision or going for an invade. Either options are very viable as Nautilus, but do not ever want to see you being one of the last ones to leave the base. It's just all about proactivity, you know what I mean? Walking over here, gonna see if we can find anything in the invade. Not finding anything. It's all good. We go back to leashing. So we've got a Trundle that is pathing up and away, and we've got a vision on their red. This is actually really great information. So what we can tell by this start is that, one, we give a great leash to Trundle. He's going to be pathing away from us, so you shouldn't expect Trundle to see Trundle again until you're like level 4 or 5. But even more importantly, we know that Viego started on the top side, and most junglers are going to full clear right now. It's just currently in the meta, and you're going to be the one that's going to get ganked. He's either going to 3 camp into mid gank at about what, like 240 whenever that gets done, or he's going to full clear into a bot gank. So it's just always good to be thinking about those things in the back of your mind. As for this, you should always walk with your ADC into lane. I know you have this warded, but it's just better to get into a habit of walking into lane together. Because absolute worst case scenario, if you didn't see them there, a lot of the times if you let the ADC walk by themselves, you're going to get cheesed right here. So yeah, just make sure you walk to lane together. I personally think she should have walked with you since you have no reason to be scared level 1. Your level 1 is very good. You can even be looking for this hook right here. So the idea is that you want to take a trade level 1 and like chunk them to like half HP, get them to use their pots so that you can kill them much more easily on level 2. Also, do not use your relic shields on the first wave. You want to wait for this first wave, kill this wave naturally, let your ADC do it. You just use both your relic shields, which means it's going to be very hard to contest your level 2. I would be surprised if you guys hit level 2 before them. But yeah, save your relic shields for the second wave, because what that's going to do is it's going to make your wave push even faster and help you get level 2 faster. But yeah, now you're pretty much just like useless because you have no relic shield, which is a big bummer because this is definitely a lane where you can just like flash, you get the level 2, flash auto root on the Lux and get a kill. So yeah, they get level 2 first. All right, not finding anything. Now we just need to let this crash in. Always preserve your health bar. If you're not looking to trade with her or go in, there's no reason for you to even be in range of getting hit by stuff like that. All right, level 2. Let's see what we got here. We should definitely be looking to fight level 2, but okay. Couple things. I don't know if this is going to hit or not. Honestly, with Nautilus hitbox, it might not, but this is a very, very big wave. Look at all your minions, and they're back here, and the second you go in, you're going to have to auto-attack her, which means all of these minions are going to hit. You need to trim this wave, show a little bit more patience on the level 2. Oh, we hook a minion. Okay, so let's talk about this. It's an engage that shouldn't be happening because you let them get the level 2 first. There's a big wave to go in on. Also, look how worthless this control ward was. You actually, by starting control ward, you made yourself not have any potions, no sustain against poke support, and you gave them gold. So don't do that anymore. You need to bind something called target champion only. I personally have it set to the space bar, but it's so that you never auto attack a minion like this again, because Nautilus has big, beefy, slow auto attack animations. If you had autoed her, you would have at least procced your Aftershock and then not tanked a lot of this damage. See, the difference between you autoing that first time on Lux and that second time on Lux, honestly, is going to make a big difference. And I think yeah, you're just going to die here. So pretty unfortunate. Lots that went wrong there, but it's okay. We're going to fix our mistakes. Yeah, so make sure you always get in the habit of binding that target champion only. Find a button that works for you, but then anytime, you'll never misclick a minion again. Like if you watch my streams and videos, my cursor is always going red. This little dot in the center of my cursor, that triangle thing, it goes red because that's when I'm holding target champion only. Never misclick a minion or turret again. One of the most important, key bindings in the entire game. Also, Lucian's going to be pushing this wave in, and by the time you get there, he's either going to be completely safe or already recalled. There's no reason to actually walk back to bot lane here. The wave is going to be perfectly fine for Samira, so you should be walking mid or at least taking this type of pathing right here so that then you can reassess, should I go bot or mid? Very rarely as a champion like Nautilus, Thresh, Leona, Pyke, should you really be just pathing back to bot. Also, and this can save you a couple seconds, you should be queuing to lane. So you should queue, like stand here, queue the turret. It'll save you a second or two. You can hook yourself to the turret. And most of the mana gets refunded too. Just a way to get the lane back faster instead of just walking. But see, look at this. You're not needed here at all. And right now, instead of being bot lane, just soaking this, you could be mid, killing this enemy mid laner, or at least relieving some pressure or playing with the jungle. That's the biggest like difference between low elo and high elo supports is when you're playing strong roaming champions, you very, very rarely just like go back to bot. You only want to be bot if there's something for you to get bot or if you're needed bot. Also, you're using your relic shields on caster minions. Don't do that. Oh, Lucian didn't actually back. All right, so right here, we should just be looking to start the fight. Just flash auto. We don't even have to hook here. We should just be flash autoing on Lucian. It's unmissable. And more importantly than that, it's going to make them panic flash. But guess what? By the time you flash auto, the auto attack will be like halfway through in transit and it'll still go through, which means he'll flash, but he'll still be CC'd in his new position. It's really, really OP. But this is totally fine too. We get engaged off on Lux. The idea here is good to be engaging. Let's flash out. Good stuff. Okay, now we push this wave. Oh, getting gankered. Like I said, I actually didn't full clear. Interesting. Wait, did he? Not sure what he did. But, alright, so what happens here? We got Viego coming down. Let's see how we play this. Nice, nice. Also, your auto attack, your W is an auto reset. So you can auto, press W, and then get the auto again, like really, really fast. Not sure if you're aware of that, but it's just like a nice way to sneak in a little bit of extra damage. Yeah, so right there, you should be queuing, which is good. Auto, W. And then you get 2 auto attacks off. Like I said, League of Legends is a game that comes down to inches. He almost got you, so the 1 auto attack might have made the difference. Very nice. All right, once again, this should be a path to mid. Mid's actually dead. Probably not worth the roam all the way top. But another good, nice part about taking that pathing that I said is that you can get to right here and drop a ward into this pixel bush, which is just super, super powerful for vision and intel. All right, big wave once again. We don't want to be going in on it. All right, we see Trundle coming down. So when Trundle is like right here, that's when you want to start the fight. Like starting it now would be too early. Starting it now would be too early unless they like get really, really confident. Okay, you just get the pick. You don't even need the gank. But if this is a closer game, you want to be starting the fight like right around here. And what that does is puts them in a position where they either have to fight or flight, and either one is good for you, right? That all rhymed. I'm a poet, and I didn't even realize it. All right. So nice little 2v2. Nothing to say there other than good stuff. All right, we're roaming mid. We're roaming mid. We're running straight there. We want to be the first to the fight. First to the fight. Hey, hook this dude. There you go, baby. Auto W. Remember that. Weave in that auto attack. The ignite was a little ambitious here, just because we're not sure if anyone's going to get like follow-up damage. Trundle would have to like flash pillar or something. But still, really good aggression. You went into their jungle and you said, hey, you're not allowed to do this. I have my entire team here. So what we should be doing now is come to the dragon. I think that's your ping. Oh, that's not your pings. I want those to be your pings. You should know instantly. You just pushed the jungler out. He couldn't even do his camps in peace. He's not going to be here for the dragon. This is an easy dragon. Very nice. All right, reset because you're not needed bot. You're not needed bot. Samira's just going to come here and collect this XP. Meanwhile, you can be going back. You can be getting some mana. All you're doing by coming to lane here is dooming your next like 2 minutes of impact because you can't go in. You have enough mana for one spell. So all you are is just an aesthetic little trinket in bot lane. You're just here to what? Look cool? Now, if you had reset after the dragon, you could either be coming back in with full reset, full HP, full mana, and like a component, which is always just good to have on the enemy support. You'd be at an advantage is what I'm trying to say. But by coming to the lane, you're just at a disadvantage. And you died because of it. So yeah, should have gone back after the dragon. Then you can once again take that pathing, look mid, look bot, all that good stuff. All right, so I will say there's no reason to buy Mobies if you're not going to roam. We are now 8 minutes into the game. You got Mobies early, which is really, really good. That's an item that if you can, the earlier you get it, the more impact you can get out of it because you could be using it to gank top, right? Mobies become worse and worse of a purchase as the game goes on. You got them super, super early, but then didn't use them. I guess that's just silly to buy the item and not use it. It's for roaming. Because think about it, you're against an immobile, squishy support. You have no problem getting her. It's not like she's going to kite you. You can even Q through her Q, in fact. So Mobies aren't going to help you catch them. They're only going to help you roam. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely convinced you don't know about the W auto reset. So very important mechanic on Nautilus. With these big, burly, slow champions, things like Leona and Nautilus, there aren't a lot of mechanics to them, which is great for lower elo players because they're very simple. They're always useful. But the few mechanics that they do have, you need to know and you need to use. Send, very nice. All right, and now what you should be doing, instead of pushing for this plate, this is a bait plate, by the way. This is a bait plate. You're not going to be able to get the plate. So instead, you have something called prio. You have priority, which means that if something happens in the river, you're the first move to it. Because Lux has to sit here getting this XP, right? Lucian has to sit here getting this XP. So there's lots of things you can do with prio, just depending on what's going on in the rest of the map. You can either roam, you can either get a deep ward, you can either clear out, you can either check this to see if they have a control ward, come into here, sweep this, all that good stuff. But instead, we did nothing with it. We're trying to cheese a bush. Now, here's another scenario where having Hex Flash would be really, really good. Because what you can do is you can let them see you come into this bush, and then Hex Flash from bush to bush. And then they, all of a sudden, don't realize you're in this bush. Hex Flash is very, very OP, and Nautilus and Alistar are the best champions at abusing it. So it looks like we got another Another pick. Very nice. We could honestly dive this Lucian if we knew where Viego was at. And I've been fast forwarding a bit, so maybe we do know. But if we know where Viego's at, that's definitely just like a walk up, auto attack Lucian, and then dive. But again, you wanna start that dive off with your auto attack. Yeah, there's definitely an angle here, by the way. At worst, it's a 1-for-1. Samira is very good at following up. Yeah, when you got this whole wave crashed here, that gives you plenty of time to just walk at Lucian. Just walk at him, auto attack, get that root, make sure you get the land the Q. That's what you should have done there. Definitely a dive angle. All right. Yeah, the biggest mistakes I'm seeing, like you're playing well in lane. Like you know how to play this champion and this is a good matchup for you to do it in. Biggest mistakes I've seen. Oh, no. We're not on the same page here. Not on the same page here. It's always just good to, you know, take the one. Be happy with that. Good stuff. ADC overextended. We're going to take a reset. It is honestly going to be very painful to me if I see you walk bot again because you guys are doing the Rift Herald and the easiest way to get this objective is to just be there. Just be there as the support and the enemy jungle cannot play the game. Please don't walk bot. Please don't walk bot. Don't walk bot, bro. Don't walk bot. Hey, walk somewhere though, please. Yeah, it's painful to see that because you could literally just like be spam pinging the Rift Herald right now. Your jungler wants to do that, by the way. Your jungler wants to do objectives, but it can be very hard to do them. He can't get hit by Viego and do the objective. You know what I mean? So just your presence by being there would mean Viego can't hit him. You don't even have, like, your DPS on this means nothing, but just you being here. And there's like a whole lot of places where it would open up as well. Because like you could go here and not show until Viego hits your jungler. And then boom, surprise attack, ambush him out of the bush. By walking bot lane over and over and over again, I promise you, you're not even like playing the other half of support. You are the maps support, not the ADC support. Like this is working, we're getting solo kills, but this is not really how you win games. Consistently anyways. I want to see you roam. I want to see you get out there. You're a free bird. Spread your wings and fly. All right, we push this in. We got prio. We do not have to push for these plates. You should be at this dragon right now. You should be at this dragon right now. Look at this. Your Trundle wants to do objectives, man. Help him do objectives. What are you doing? You're just sitting bot like an ornament. You're doing nothing. You have prio and you do nothing with it. That's the second objective now. Help your jungler, bro. Help your jungler. You are the maps support, not the ADCs. Oh, we get a little BM in. Okay, I see you. Oh, that's the second objective we lost. And I know because I've spoken to and I know the low elo support mindset here is, man, I wish the enemy jungler got the dragon, jungle gap, but there's been 2 opportunities here. We're just not helping them at all. Yeah, it's definitely a massacre in bot lane. This is a very good matchup, and you are playing the laning part. You're getting kills when they're handed to you for sure. But man, you got to stop coming bot lane. You have got to stop coming bot lane, especially because at this point, Samira can straight up 2v1. Samira can she doesn't need you anymore. You have successfully snowballed Samira, so go snowball your jungler, go snowball your mid laner, go snowball your top laner. All right, another catch, very nice. Yeah, I mean, like, you're good. You have the eyeball to catch, to notice when people are out of position and catch them. I promise you, start applying that to other lanes. Go mid and use those eyeballs to see when he's out of position. Collapse on this, collapse on this. You want to be the first to the fight. You want to be the first to the fight. Right? Like, you should be recognizing that, there's something going on in the river even sooner. And also that some of that is just like the way that you're positioning within the lane. Like there's no real reason to like hide here on this wall, right? This is the furthest point on the map from everywhere else on the map, if you think about it like that. So like hover this side. Just be a few steps closer to the rotation. All right, let's watch this. Let's see if we can Alright, we got the ulti off. Very nice, very nice. Very nice, very nice. Easy Q. Boom. Root. Ah, yeah. I mean, you're doing good on these engages. You're there. It's just I want you to be at these fights 4 to 5 seconds faster. And that may sound like a nitpick, but like I'm telling you, being at the fight even 2 seconds faster, it makes all the difference as catch champions. Because that's what you are. You are the catch. You're not really even the tank. You're a tanky boy, but you're not the tank. All right, let's talk itemization. We've got a Bramble Vest Rush and a Locket. Locket is much better for champions that peel and versus teams that go in. Whereas they actually have 3 ranged champions. Lux doesn't want to play into you. Soul doesn't want to play into you. It's not the worst against Renekton or Viego, but neither of those champions are like Renekton's pretty fed. But what I'm trying to say, Even Shroud is a much, much better item for you. Because what that does is basically it makes you and your team do, I think it's 6%. Used to be 10%. It might be 8%. It's either 6 or 8% more damage just by existing. Like, imagine if you could buy an item as Nautilus that makes Swain do 8% more damage. That's insane, right? Even Shroud procs on you getting CC'd, which you should be because you're the front line, and you using CC, which everything Nautilus does applies CC. So definitely don't go Locket, especially you're a dive champion. Locket is a much more like anti-dive item. And when you think about it, you're not even going to be able to get a lot of value out of Locket because you're going to be the one initiating the fight. You're going to be diving away from your team. It's much better to run on champions and against comps that dive into you. So Even Shroud here would have been much, much better. And then I don't know if you're building a whole Thornmail. Bramble Vest really isn't necessary here. Anti-heal should go on the champions that can apply it the best, the most efficiently. And that's going to change from game to game. Really, the only person you're trying to reduce their healing is Renekton and a little bit Viego, I guess. But Renekton is not going to be autoing you. So how are you going to apply the anti-heal? So just not a really great use of your gold. Also, this is just a little bit of a tidbit that you might not know. When you're sweeping wards, you should actually let your ADC get the last hit. You know, it doesn't look like she wanted to, but just in the future, hit the first 2 and then let someone else get the last hit, because what that does is it doubles the gold. You're going to get the gold for this clearing the ward because you swept it. You're the one that revealed it. And they're going to get the gold for actually getting the last hit on it. All right, once Lucian dashed here, this is another dive opportunity, by the way. So you see him dash here, you can actually just Q him right here. And if you land the Q, excuse me, if you land the Q, you get a kill. If you miss the Q, oh well, your Q's on cooldown. All right, we're leaving a little bit too many spaces between our CC. You want to layer your CC. The champion like Nautilus is quite important. So root, then we hit him with the knockup. See, you notice how you're giving him like a second or 2 to run. He's creating space between you and him, and if his flash is up, he could flash out of that. So you want to Q, auto, R, pretty much instantly. Like leave little tiny spaces in between to really stretch out and not put your root right on top of your stun. But yeah, you're leaving a little bit too many spaces. If that was a champion like Ezreal, he's Eing out of that. If he had flash, he's flashing out of it. If it's a champion with Zhonya's, they're gonna get their Zhonya's off. So you need to string together your CC a little bit more cleanly. Oh, we do want to play for objectives. All right, so let's talk about how to play for objectives. I'm glad you finally came to this one. So let's talk about this. So you should be warding behind the pit just to give your jungler information, because any second Viego could be like ulting over the wall and, you know, hitting the dragon and smiting it. Very rarely, as a tank support, is your DPS what's important on dragon. You making it harder for the enemy jungler to contest the dragon is what you should be doing. What that consists of is go check this, make sure he's not in here, put a ward behind the pit. You're sitting on a ward. So yeah, very, very rarely do you see me as a champion like Nautilus like actually straight up hitting the Baron. Because your damage is just like negligible. It's not, it might shave off like a second on the dragon. Whereas your time in kit is much better spent elsewhere. All right, it's an absolute massacre. It's an absolute massacre. There's not really much to coach here other than just like you're doing your job. Good job. Yeah, you're definitely just like spending way too much time with this ADC though. She's so unbelievably fed. You could be giving some love to your top lane. You could be clearing vision on Baron. Don't find yourself being attached to the hip. Attached at the hip on your ADC. Another good pick. Very nice. All right. All right. A little bit of an overstay. Definitely want to see you be... Oh, you did buy full Thornmare. Okay, so... Second item from Nautilus. One should go an Even Shroud. Second item should either be Zeke's or Night's Vow. Night's Vow would be unbelievably good on Samira. Just redirecting some of the damage onto you. Because Samira is one of those champions that as long as she has 1 HP, she can still wipe an entire team and get a pentakill. Zeke's is also really good because it's going to trigger on immobilization. And Nautilus has a ton of that. Ton of that.
Shut down.
All right. So is this our job here? Are we just sitting mid and farming, or are there better places for us to be? Like checking like getting vision control on Baron. You should be buying a pink ward almost every back. Easiest way to exert pressure on the game is to buy a control ward. So you should have already gotten a control ward. You have prio top. You have clean mid. You could just walk over there, put a control ward in the Baron, and then what that does, it basically... It puts pressure on their throat, on the enemy team's throat. They have to come and check this because at any time that they don't have vision of it, you guys could be doing it. So it's just the easiest way to apply a lot of pressure and create a lot of pick opportunities is to just put a control word right smack dab in the middle of the pit. All right. This is what I like to see. This is what I like to see. Well, I thought I was going to see what I like to see. You should be back here. You should be back here. Your DPS on the dragon is not needed. Imagine standing between the dragon and the enemy jungle and just sitting there and just being an obstacle. Make his life harder. Make him think you might be going in. You know what I mean? Funneling a little deep. Nope, your team's just way too fed. Yeah, you never should have walked to the pit here. Just sit here, ward here. We're still sitting on wards. Just ward. Just ward. If you're gonna die, right before you die, drop a ward. It's information. It's information. And there's no reason not to do it. We're just sitting on too many resources.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team's inhibitor.
All right, definitely a little bit of a massacre game. We'll see how we close this game out. But yeah, your biggest issues from what I can see is that you're just spending too much time in bot lane. It is what it is. Like, you need to learn how to roam, which you clearly do. Or you need to learn how to lane, which you clearly do. But just as importantly, if not more so, you need to learn how to roam and have an impact on the map. You played this entire game as your ADC support instead of support. Kind of a wacky flash, but yeah, I mean, this is just you guys just ending the entire game. So definitely a curb stomp game. Overall, you played well. Like, you definitely were the better support between the two of you. Lots and lots of fundamental errors and lots and lots of fundamental misunderstanding of what your champion and role is even supposed to be doing. So thankfully, you're against a Bozo Lux that just got caught over and over again. But let me run something by you. What if you were against a Lulu who never got caught? What if you're against a Lulu who played in the wave, never gave you an opportunity to hook? Would you just sit bot then? Would you just be an ornament then? I don't want that for you. I want you to become the support that spreads their wings and takes a winning bot lane or even a neutral bot lane and spreads that influence elsewhere. So your biggest issues I'm seeing is that you shouldn't be touching the dragon. You should be setting up vision behind the dragon, around the dragon, putting a barrier between you and the enemy jungle. You should be buying more, at least some control wards, and putting them in objectives or pixel bushes. You should be roaming more. You should be building better, and go glacial on Nautilus. This has been a 30-minute coaching session. Hopefully this has been lots and lots of compact information for you. If you have absolutely any questions at all, you know where to find me on Discord. Hit me up in the DMs. I'd be happy to jump into practice tool with you and guide you through those Nautilus mechanics that we discussed. But definitely learn the auto Q, the auto W combo. Learn how to string your CC together. You're gonna go far. You're doing good. You've got a good foundation, right? I'm not seeing stuff that's like terrible out here. You played well this game, but you could have played so much better, and you could have spread your influence much more effectively across the map. So yeah, guys, this was a fast little coaching session, clean little game there, and I hope you guys watch. If you watched it on YouTube, let me know what you guys think about the coaching session. If you want to see more educational stuff like this, down in the comments. Take it easy, boys. Peace.